Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at a Mondaine unisex traditional men's Swiss-made watch. Now this watch, the brand Mondaine has a lot of history, goes back to the Swiss railways, and I will tell you a little bit about that. Let's first see what's on my wrist today. On my wrist today is the Rolex Submariner 114060, the no-date version. And yeah, this one's definitely a keeper in my collection, as you can see. It does have some battle scars, but it's still keeping plus 2 seconds a day after 5.5 years of ownership. This one was purchased from an authorized dealer back in 2015, and the price has gone up on this one, so I'm pretty happy about that. Although I'm not looking into selling it, it's still good that the value does go up. Now, some quick history on the Mondaine Watch Company. Mondaine is a Swiss traditional brand, obviously. The face of the Mondaine classic Swiss Railways watch, which we'll be showing you today, has been a mainstay of minimalist Bauhaus design for over 70 years. And in 1994, Hans Hilfiger, a Swiss engineer, designer, and employee of the Federal Swiss Railways, he created a clock for the railway platforms. This was known as the official Swiss Railways clock. The design features an iconic red paddle-shaped second hand, inspired by the paddles that were used to signal the arrival and departure of the Swiss trains. And it was an easy-to-read black and white face. This signature design has been responsible for the legendary punctuality of the Swiss rail network for 7 decades. So here in front of you is the watch we're taking a look at today. And it's a smaller watch, I must say. It's actually labeled as unisex on the Mondaine website, which I will drop a link down to them in the description below if you want to take a look at their website. But as I just stated, it does have that traditional red hand and the black markers and the white face, very legible dial, and just a very clean Swiss design. Now, some basic specifications on this exact model. We are looking at a solid brushed 316L stainless steel case. A very simple case, actually. And yeah, very traditional look. A very small crown with a red M on it, actually. Pull and push crown, only 30 meters of water resistance on this timepiece. So definitely one to keep away from the water. Now this watch is actually 33 millimeters across in diameter, which is pretty small. And unless you have a really small wrist, this one's really not going to work for you. I'd recommend it for more for ladies or gentlemen with, 5 to 6 inch wrists, I'd say. Or if you like a nice vintage, aesthetic on your wrist, I would say go for it. It's a very nice design. It's very clean and comfortable as well. So it's 33 millimeters across. We have a lug width of 16 millimeters. We have a case thickness of 9.5 millimeters, so it's very thin. In terms of lug to lug, we're looking at 40 millimeters. So yeah, very small dimensions here. Of course, we get a genuine sapphire crystal. This watch is priced on the Mondaine website at $700 US. So it's not a cheap watch. Definitely not a cheap watch. There are some cheaper alternatives. If you look into a quartz model, I believe the stop to go is much cheaper. This is an automatic. It's a Swiss-made automatic, so we're using a SW200-1 with a date over at the 3 o'clock position, as you can see. Very neatly placed. Yeah. So the SW200, most of you guys know this movement. It's basically the equivalent of an ETA 2824 Swiss caliber. And we do get a glimpse of it through the exhibition caseback, as you can see here. Which is pretty cool. It does state official Swiss Railways watch, which is printed on the back of the exhibition caseback as well, which looks pretty cool. Caseback is screwed down, some basic specifications. But yeah, the movement is pretty simple there. As you can see, there is the balance wheel. It does state sapphire crystal, which is actually printed on there. Kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Didn't really notice that. Mondaine Watch Ltd. All rights reserved, stainless steel 30008, the model number, and designed in Switzerland. So, the SW200, most of you guys, you're pretty familiar with this movement. We get hand winding. I'm going to go ahead and give it some juice here. Very small crown, but actually very easy to wind. No issues there whatsoever. A couple times around, and she should be going soon. And there she goes. As you can see, that nice little red hand there, which looks really cool. Very simple dial, automatic, printed above the 6 o'clock, Swiss-made, printed below the indice at the 6 o'clock position. Black applied markers, black hands as well, and just very legible, very easy to read the time. As you can see, I'll get you a little closer on the movement here as it's going off. Pretty cool to see the movement. Anything above, a 9015, I think it's okay to put an exhibition case back on there. Now this movement does have a quick set date. It does beat at 4 Hertz, which is 28,800 beats per hour. I'm going to pull it out one position, as you can see here. We can flip through the quick set date, very snappy. Everything fits into the window very nicely. And then you can pull it out to the final position, and we can set the time here. Very blocky hands, very legible, very easy to read the time in the exact minutes. I'll go ahead and set it to 10:10, which is the traditional way you would take photos of a watch. And there we go. Push it back down and we'll start running again. Right up below the 12 o'clock position, as you can see, does state SVB-CFF-FFS and the Mondaine little logo there. Very cool, very traditional look. Very simple watch. Now the watch does come standard on this black calf leather band, which is actually really nice, and it's red on the underside, as it does state genuine leather here. I think it's pretty cool. Mondaine is embossed there, which is pretty cool there. The strap is definitely really flexible straight out of the box, so no need to break this band in. It's pretty much broken in already and very flexible. You get two keepers here. You get a Mondaine buckle here, which is quite small. Keeps in tune with the size of the 16mm band. It is signed Mondaine in brushed stainless steel. And there is no loom on this watch, if you were wondering about that. More of a dressy watch, a casual / dressy watch in my opinion. But it's definitely very well made. If we take a look at the finishing on these sides of the case here, pretty much brushed, very circular case with these blocky lugs which come out, which are connected to the case. And yeah, just a very traditional look. Not a very, complicated watch or anything like that. But I think it looks pretty good with that Sellita SW200, the print on the case back, very traditional. And pretty cool, 33mm size. If you like vintage watches, this is definitely something you might want to look into. I also like the little M on the crown here. As you can see, they signed it with the red. And that looks pretty cool. It does match the accent on the red. Sweeping seconds hand as well. Now in terms of accuracy, this one keeps really good time at about 3 or 4 seconds fast a day, so no issues with accuracy on this movement. And this is straight from the Mondaine factory. So yeah, they have a lot of other models as well, larger models, smaller models, all different types of watches, the new Helvetica series as well. So definitely take a look at their website. They have a lot of interesting stuff, and I've been wanting to check out Mondaine for a long time, and I finally did get the opportunity to. Now I have a 6.5 inch wrist, so I'm going to show you what it looks like on my wrist, and let's get into that. Now in terms of size comparison, as you can see, this is next to a 40mm Submariner. As you can see, it is much smaller than a 40mm watch, just for size comparison here. There's the watch on my 6.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, it's very classy. Almost reminds me of the older kind of vintage Cartier watches, the smaller ones, like the 35 and 36mm ones. But it actually fits 40, kind of fits across. I have a couple of millimeters on each side, obviously. But it's definitely a much smaller watch. I'm not sure if I would, personally wear this model. I'd probably go for the 40mm quartz, but that's just me. For a lady or a smaller man, this might be the perfect size. So all in all, I think this is a nice little package. You get a nice little box. You get a traditional Swiss-made watch, one that's actually Swiss-made, with roots, dating back to Switzerland for over 70 years. And I think it's a pretty cool looking watch. The quality is very good on these models, I must admit. The bands are really nice as well, that nice red and black. Pretty cool color coordination with the red and black as well. Very legible, I did notice that as well. Great movement. Good case build. You get a sapphire crystal as well. You get a decent band with the watch, so no need to change it out or anything like that. There are no issues with the finishing or the brushing on the watch, which I found to be pretty smooth, and no sharp edges or anything like that on the underside. So that's pretty nice to see. And yeah, all around just a cool brand. I would really like to take a look at some of their other models, especially the, I believe the Helvetica. That one looks pretty cool. Very Bauhaus, simple designed watches, but they get the job done. They tell the time, they give you what you need. So yeah, there were no quality control issues on this model, although I probably would have liked them to make this one in a 36mm size. That would have been a little bit nicer. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below of the Mondaine official Swiss Railways watch, and I will get back to you down there. I will drop a link to the Mondaine USA website. If you're in the USA, you can check them out. And I will see you guys on the next video. Definitely smash that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think as usual, and we'll chat more down there. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews with the Mondaine official Swiss Railways watch. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.